I recently became a cast member for a production. We were asked to come in and introduce ourselves to all the other cast members and to the crew. While we were there, we were asked to introduce ourselves. When it was my turn, I told them my name and I explained that it was Sorry Day and that my story's in the National Museum of Australia and that I am part of the Stolen Generations. Another cast member in earshot introduced themselves and said loud enough, "Blonde hair, blue-eye babies get more money than half-caste babies." I turned around and said, "My lord, where do you people come from? Isn't it about time that you get some love into your soul and spread that evil stuff?" They turned around and said to me, "I'm really looking forward to the fight scene with you." And my reply was, "Remember, I always win." The director and producer withdrew that cast member from the production.
Hey everyone, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on the next anti-bullying panel discussion with my co-host and coach and mentor, actor Andy Mcphee. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hello. How you doing, Doug?
Doing really good. How you doing, Andy?
Yeah, good, mate. And hello to everybody on here. And Belle, who's a good friend of mine, Amy, who I know very well, and then Lynda and Sally. I've not met you before, but I've heard a lot about you. And Lynda, we will eventually get to having a bit of a chat about your amazing book, which I know Amy's part of as well, you know. So, Douglas, back to you, mate, and we'll get everyone to introduce themselves.
Yeah, I'm Doug Kenny, and everyone, please, starting with Amy, please give a rundown of who you are and where you're at and what you're known for.
Amy Morrison. Thank you, Doug, for having me on. Thank you, Andy, and a blessing to be with all of you. And I am Amy. Let's see, that's funny. In case you didn't remember, short term. But anyway, I'm from Seattle, Washington, and I'm about women empowerment. So not just, hey, go women. It's your power was just hidden. You may have been bullied, gaslit, emotional abuse, and that makes us small. And then we don't have power. We're made to think we don't. So let's expose that power.
Hey, Belle, introduce yourself and give everyone a rundown of where you're from and what you're known for.
Hi, my name is Belle Fuller. I'm in Melbourne, Australia, and I'm probably known for acting and stunts, and I'm now a special effects safety coordinator for film and TV. Yeah.
And Belle, can you just give us a quick check as to why you're why you're on the program? Just a very brief rundown of what you've dealt with in your life, but very briefly.
Yep. Okay. I'm on here because I was bullied a lot in school, and then I became a little bit of a bully once or twice, and then I didn't really like it. And yeah, I'm here to create awareness for people, parents, all sorts of people, to help stop bullying in schools, in streets, everywhere, basically. Yeah.
Awesome.
Lynda?
Yes, hello. My name is Lynda Sunshine West. Sunshine's not my given name. It's the name that was actually given to me just about the last 4 years. But I've been on a personal development journey. I live in San Diego, California, and I have been bullied a lot in my life, but mostly when I was younger. And so I'm excited to talk about this topic because we don't have to have the bullying define us. And this is something that I've only learned, as starting at age 51. And so again, excited to share about this because I allowed the bullying to control my life for the first 51 years of my life. And now I no longer do that. And like Belle, I became a bully, right? I was bullied and I became a bully. And in my mind sticks out one specific incident that happened in high school where I was so mean to somebody, and it just it shows itself up every once in a while, and there's no way I can make up for it except for the works that I do today. So excited to be here, and thanks so much for having us.
That's awesome, great. And we'll talk a little bit about your book, which is called I'm Invincible, Not Invisible. Yeah.
Invisible no more, invincible forevermore.
Awesome. That's great. I love that title. I love it.
So, Sally.
Hi, guys. I'm Sally Green. I'm from Shelton, Connecticut, here in the USA. I started on a self-care journey during COVID and got involved in a couple of books. I'm in the book with Lynda and Amy, and I'm currently the creative director with Lynda at the publishing company. And so I was bullied in 7th and 8th grade pretty relentlessly, and it caused me to withdraw and take to books, and reading was my the way that I dealt with it. And I kind of had no friends. I was just very much alone, contemplated suicide. And so, and that went right, that depression and that whole thing went right into my 20s. But the thing that got me through it was my thinking. And, I remember walking through the halls thinking, I'm going to be better than all these people, all these kids. I'm going to do something amazing, and, they're all going to be losers. So that was my thinking at 12, 13, 14 years old. I don't know where that came from, probably from the books that I read, but that was kind of my thinking.
Yeah, wow. That's great. And look, thanks everyone for sharing. So quickly, I'll just very quick about myself. Actor for over 30 years, a mentor and coach, been doing that for about 20. That's how me and Doug got connected up 6 years ago. All this started because of Doug and his journey of high functioning autism. He's dealt with obviously all his life, and bullying, depression and suicidal thoughts because of not dealing with what was occurring with him in his life. So it's ended up in this position here with our Relentless and Unstoppable and all these interviews, which is amazing. Me, myself, was never bullied. It never bothered me. I wouldn't allow myself to be bullied. If I did, I took action, but I became a bully in my relationships, not intentionally, but I wasn't dealing with the anger. That's probably why I wasn't bullied. I dealt with anger from a young kid of 2 or 3 years old. That's another long story, but it went right through my whole life to anybody in authority. It wouldn't matter whether it was cops, partners, people. The minute they made me wrong, I would react and then just lose it. So I broke up many relationships because of that anger, not because I was blaming anyone else. So that is a form of bullying, once you lose it and start blaming other people for things. So we all have a different journey. So let's go back. And again, it's the interview tonight is only for half an hour, but we're just getting a feel of everyone's story, and we continue these on over the next few months where we get more in depth. So Amy, could you just start again since you were first and just give us a little insight into what it was like for you, and, a little bit of insight into how you dealt with that.
Emotional abusive marriage, and then since that wasn't taken care of, what it was, I would attract that. And so it wasn't, I always try to say it wasn't just my ex, it was multiple. So that was part of me not getting healed. So attracting that. I do believe that. People don't think so, but I was attracting it. So I was codependent, and that attracted someone that was controlling, because I'm like, oh, I want to take care of me. And they're like, hey, I'll take care of you. But it was tough, making me to believe that I should be dead. Yeah, definitely. Me believing that I'd be better off gone. The kids would be better off. He'd be better off. So during the marriage, what shift on that was I was laying in bed and saying that I just take me home. I'm done here. And my daughter woke up the next morning and she goes, "Mommy, I'm so glad you're alive." I'm like, oh, she was 3. Like, I better just stay here. But it took a while to get that out of my head, but because it's drilled gaslighting that we're not capable. And so decisions are hard to make. We're bashed in us that we need them. We're not going to survive without them. Then it's like, get out in the wild, it's deer in headlights. So yeah, and that's just a lot of it in the marriage and relationships.
And thanks for sharing that. And how did, again, just touching on, how did you manage to move through that?
It was recommended by someone I was dating for just like a couple months. And he's like, I think this course would really help you. So, which makes it good to see. I was hanging on to stuff. And so I took the landmark course, and within just the beginning, they really teach, go clean it up now, because someone might pass away within these 3 days, and it's happened to people, and they never got to say what they need to say. So I actually cleaned up my part, because we also have parts, right? So I cleaned up my end, and that gave him the position to say, well, I'm the one that put the knife in it. And I'm like, oh. So if I wouldn't have come clean with my stuff, that might have not given him the freedom to own up his. So, but yeah, the landmark course. And then I took Forbes's course, Forbes Riley, about, it was almost 2 years ago now. And so I'm seeing fruit of that now.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, great. Thanks. And I know we'll get more into that over the next few months, That's terrific. Sally, we'll go Sally, because you're on my screen. Sorry. I haven't forgotten you, Belle.
It was through 7th and 8th grade. I was 12, 13 years old. And I remember not wanting to go to school, and just that feeling of dread of that. I remember contemplating suicide, just thinking that, I just wanted to die. And then I had 4 brothers. I was the only girl with 4 brothers, and I didn't want anybody at home knowing that they were picking up, well, they called it teasing then, it wasn't really bullying, that they were, teasing me at school, because then it would have sparked at home them rehashing it. So I never told anybody in my family about what was going on. I got through it through books. I had a Bible that my aunt had given me when I was in 3rd grade, and I would sit and read the Bible at night and just pray. And doing, like I said earlier, just, thinking that, I was going to be better than them, and planning my life, sitting there and saying, all right, this is what I'm going to do. I want to be a business owner, and I'm going to be successful, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to be happy, and they're all going to be miserable losers. So that was my thinking at that age. And I believe that's what got me through. And I think, actually the bullying made me stronger. That's what gave me, I used it as fuel to propel my life, that I'm going to show them type attitude that, I seem to have. I was kind of that kind of person that, all right, what, you tell me not to do something, that's when I'm going to go do it.
Yeah, so, right.
That's just the kind of person I am. So, that's the kind of the way I took it, and went with it. So,
and I'm sure that a lot of people, when they're watching this, viewers and that, a lot of people will connect with what Amy said, and some will connect with what you said, and everybody else. So that's really great, because they're totally different perspectives. But I do agree with you that the bullying, in a lot of cases, can make you stronger. And sadly, there's a few people we've had on here interviewed that it didn't actually work out that way for their children, and the worst thing happened, which is terrible. But this is why we're here, to hopefully inspire others that they can live past the bullying.
Right.
With professional.
I was going to say, I think more focus needs to be on helping the people who are being bullied than telling the bullies, than everything just telling the bullies to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we need to, because the bullying isn't just for kids. We get bullied as adults too.
Yeah.
So we need to have those tools in place that we can overcome that, no matter what. No matter who's doing it or what's being said to us, and that, being able to just let that be resilient and let it just roll off you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hi, my name is Cameron Miller, and I'm the director and founder of the Sean Miller Foundation. I just want to talk a little bit about bullying because I know a little bit about that subject. I too was a victim of bullying. I was a victim of bullying in my teenage years, and I became a target because of my size, and I was suffering from bad asthma. Not only with bullies do they affect you mentally, physically, but they also affect your schoolwork. And I don't think anyone has the right to affect your schoolwork. And all bullies need to stamp it out right now. I was bullied for a very, very long time, to the point where I was thrown off a moving train because I wasn't hitting back at the bullies. Because that's what they want you to do. They want you to react. They want you to hit back. Right? That's what bullies do. They bully because they want you to hit back. And then they pushed me so far that I did hit back in the end. And I hurt a guy really, really bad. I got into an argument, a fight, fist fight, and I broke both his eye sockets. I wasn't proud of what I did. I got suspended for it for a couple of weeks. But that's what bullies do. They push you to the brink, and that needs to stop. So I too have been bullied in my life. And I just wish that bullies out there would just stop, because you don't know when it's going to come back on you and hurt you. So that's one thing you need to take care right now and think about before you bully your next target. Is your next target going to hurt you more than you hurt them? And that's my story on bullying.